Welcome to Metrics That Matter. We will learn how to make sense of your fundraising data to make better decisions and raise more money with less effort. Brought to you by fundraisingreportcard.com, the simple and free analytics and reporting tool for nonprofit pros. Now measuring is easier than ever with fundraisingreportcard.com.
A quick announcement. As a listener of the podcast, we are making the Engagement Fundraising audiobook available to you free of charge. Just go to imarketsmart.com/exclusive-podcast-offer. As a thank you for listening, we wanted to give everyone free access to Greg's Engagement Fundraising audiobook that you can get on Audible or Apple Books for $15. Once again, just visit imarketsmart.com/exclusive-podcast-offer. That's imarketsmart.com/exclusive-podcast-offer. Thanks for listening to the podcast, and we hope you enjoy Greg's book. Now, on to the episode. Hey, Zach. I'm kind of blinded by your flashing neon shirt you're wearing right now.
Neon shirt. Neon because it's got the Stanley Cup trophy on it.
That's
Is that
right,
what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Hockey season, man. We're back in hockey
Sport,
season.
right? Yeah.
That is a sport, yes. You just offended all of our Canadian listeners. All 12 of them are highly offended.
They call it football, right? No, that's soccer, right?
That was cute. That was cute. Don't do that again.
I won't. No.
Yeah. Well, Tim, it's October.
Yeah.
We're coming up. We're at the end of the year.
The first fall day, I would say, here in the D.C. area.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
no longer summer. It dropped down like 20 degrees overnight. I don't know what the heck happened.
No, but that's the time of year. It is. Fall's around, at the grocery stores, you're seeing all sorts of candy, although there's usually candy at the grocery stores,
Sure.
but there's costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Those little Halloween pop-up shops are opening up everywhere.
You can tell the time of year just based on what Reese prints they're doing. Is it the Easter egg or the pumpkin?
That's my favorite candy. Oh, God, that could be a podcast of its own.
It is the best.
But with the end of the year, Tim, what are we talking about today?
How to stand out to these donors trying to decide who they want to give to at the end of the year when their hearts are open towards giving around now.
Yeah. Standing out at the end of the year is tough. Standing out during the year is tough, but end of year it just seems...
There's a lot of noise.
All the... there's so much noise.
Yeah.
And you get solicitations in the mail, right? It's just... It's just at the end of the year, it's like constant. Once Thanksgiving's passed, it's like, whoa. Everyone wants your attention. And it's because, it's partly that giving season, but it's tough. If you're a development professional.
And how do you not get thrown away and ignored and all that?
Yeah. Kind of sounds like me and my girlfriend getting ignored and... Never mind. That's another podcast episode for a different
that's
day.
a lot of podcasts here.
Yeah, but I think specifically we were going to talk about one day in particular, were we?
Yeah. So in the commercial realm, there's Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but we've got Giving Tuesday as well, which I believe is the day after Cyber Monday. Is that accurate?
So it's actually going to be the day after Thanksgiving. It's going to be the 27th.
Wait, that'd be a Friday.
Yeah.
Wait, is Giving Tuesday not on Tuesday this year?
I am fairly
November
certain.
27th. Let me look this up. I just assumed it is a Tuesday, Zach.
Okay, November 27th, 2018.
Yeah, Cyber Monday would be the 26th, so it's the day after
Cyber Monday. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Thanksgiving's the 24th or something like that.
22nd.
22nd. All right. This is why I stick with my day job.
We love calendars here at Market Smart.
No, but Giving Tuesday's coming up.
Yeah.
And Giving Tuesday, just like you're saying, there's Black Friday, there's Cyber Monday, 7th year of Giving Tuesday. And Giving Tuesday is a huge deal.
Yeah.
We work primarily with organizations, that are trying to raise major gifts, planned gifts, some mid-level migration type of stuff. And you don't really think about Giving Tuesday when you're thinking about gift officer portfolios, but $300 million were raised online last year on Giving Tuesday. So it doesn't matter what your focus is. There's a lot of money changing hands on that day, and it's a super important day.
Yeah, it's, I guess, starting to become as big of a deal as those Black Friday and Cyber Monday days are for the commercial realm.
Absolutely. And the organization, Giving Tuesday, is a 501c3. I mean, it is a nonprofit organization that, puts on this, I guess, event, you can call it.
Yeah.
This global event. It's grown. It's huge. It's massive.
Yeah. So where do organizations start? Like, when do you start talking about Giving Tuesday to your donors, and when does this become a thing for you?
So I would not start on November 28th.
Okay. Yeah. That's the day after.
It's probably probably a little early for Giving Tuesday
Mhm, yeah.
2K19.
Yeah. That's
No, getting started for Giving Tuesday is a tricky question, and it actually ties in with the whole idea of standing out at the end of the year.
Mhm.
There's a good book, great book. It's called The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing.
Okay.
Really great subtitle of Violate Them at Your Own Risk.
Mm-hmm.
Made me want to buy it enough to read it. But in that book, they talk about 22 rules for marketing. And essentially when it comes to Giving Tuesday, which is a very, I don't want to overstep my bound, but a transactional fundraising event.
Sure.
We're not building relationships on Giving Tuesday.
And it's an interesting concept because in the for-profit realm, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, the whole big pitch on it, you're getting a great deal. You're saving a lot of money. What's the big pitch for Giving Tuesday that organization
Well, to give
should
back,
right.
all
all the savings
social
you had these
construct.
past 2 days? Put all that savings towards my organization.
But the reason I'm bringing up the 22 Immutable Laws is they help you in this quest to stand out, because we really are, amongst all the, just fundraising noise, there's all the for-profit noise as well. Deals that you've got.
Oh yeah,
at
the
your,
email inbox
fingertips.
is just nuts that time of year. It's just that. It feels like 1,000 emails a day almost from these companies. It's just
You
like-
probably subscribe to a few too many newsletters. Tim.
and you hit unsubscribe and they don't take you off. You keep hitting it. It doesn't do
There's a
anything.
can spam log and stuff, but that again,
Yeah,
another
yeah.
podcast topic.
The other podcast.
But
yes.
what I want to propose is that really what we're going to talk about today is novelty.
Yeah.
And novelty is this idea that you can appear different and stand out from the crowd, and you can appear novel. And
Ice
when
Bucket Challenge is a great example of that. Was a new kind of thing that stood out and
Yes.
caught fire.
Yes, absolutely. And there is a academic research that shows that being novel actually releases dopamine in the
Mhm.
brain, and then when that happens, you actually have more motivation and kind of connection to positive thoughts with whatever triggered that.
Yeah, you may be stuck trying to write a book. You buy a new notebook. It's all shiny and new, and then you're inspired to write more, like stuff like that.
Experiencing novelty triggers
Mhm.
that same type of emotion, and when it comes from a brand or an organization, it triggers that same type of reaction and emotion towards that brand. There's
Yeah.
research that backs this up. It's incredible. So there's a couple different ways that I propose you can be a novel
Mhm.
on and around Giving Tuesday. And the first one is Giving Tuesday takes place online,
Yeah.
like 100% online. All the stats on givingtuesday.org all talk about online giving, the social shares, the Facebook likes. Facebook will do a match campaign, I'm sure, this year and all that
Yep.
jazz. One way to appear novel, go offline. It's tricky because...
It's hard to be viral offline.
Well,
Well.
it is hard to be viral offline. It's less easy to retweet something that ends up in your mailbox.
Yep.
The tricky component is after Thanksgiving is, from my perspective as a donor, the onslaught of direct mail solicitations. So you have this opportunity to use Giving Tuesday. Imagine a piece of mail dropping on that Tuesday after the Thanksgiving holiday that isn't as solicitation heavy. That maybe if you take a more giving, the organization is giving to the respondent or the recipient rather than asking for money. Like, there's an opportunity here that direct mail piece that drops on Giving Tuesday, the day that your email inbox is flooded and you are bombarded by messaging about donating online,
Yeah.
could resonate in a different way. Could release some of that dopamine.
And it could be kind of a mail piece about thankfulness in a way, right? What that organization's thankful for, what they've done that year, or stuff
Absolutely.
like that.
And also it gives this opportunity for really, if you think about the crux of Giving Tuesday, we're asking for that constituent to give to us. It's an opportunity for the organization to almost even take the positioning or stance of we're here to give to you. So really not making an ask in that type of direct mail solicitation. Maybe linking them to somewhere online is an opportunity. But yeah, of course, the standard, the impact that you've made, messaging is always great. But even giving them offers to tell their story, like potentially even offering a little few questions survey in this direct mail piece that drops at their inbox, or at their mailbox, not their inbox, on that Giving Tuesday, you'll stand out. You'll be different because you're taking that novel approach. That's one way, one idea, one thought. Kind of a challenging component to that is the timing. Probably not going to be able to execute that within the next 4 weeks before Giving Tuesday actually occurs when this episode goes out. But it is something to think about moving into next year. And also the expense. It's not cheap to mail something.
Are
really
postcards effective, you think?
I think postcards could be effective in this context.
Yeah.
I absolutely do. Because we're not trying to make a solicitation, so we don't need a reply envelope and we don't need all of that jazz. We
Mhm.
would potentially if we went the survey route, which is something that I would recommend is,
Yeah.
on Giving Tuesday, have a survey drop and ask people about how the organization is meaningful to them. But yeah, I think some sort of physical connection on a day where you're bombarded by digital, you have this opportunity to really stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, if the postcard's done right, it could earn its place on the person's fridge,
Speaking from experience.
I've got some postcards in fridges.
And postcards are cheaper, obviously, than going with like a direct mail letter and the reply envelope and all that fun stuff. But it is more expensive, and it would take kind of some team commitment to go that route.
Yeah.
But it does tie in with this idea of opportunity for the organization to give to the constituent rather than to always be the one asking. And doing that on that day in particular, when every single other organization that is interacting with them is asking them for their support. Again, novelty. You're going to stand out.
Something that I always remember every year on holidays time, I get a calendar. It's something I look forward to every year. And it's just a calendar with beautiful shots of our world. It's an environmental organization that sends us out every year. And I know that makes them stand out for sure to me.
Absolutely.
It's something that goes on my wall that I look at every day for the 365 days a year.
There's that aspect of it. And then it's also, Tim, one of the other laws of marketing. It's the law of reciprocity.
Yeah.
They gave to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely given more than the calendar.
Yeah, we've all been there. But that concept still rings true.
Yeah.
And that's the another one of the laws that you can tap into, especially on a Giving Tuesday. And of course, just during the holiday year in general. And this is not rocket science.
Mhm.
On Giving Tuesday, it might appear a little bit like rocket science because it's non-traditional, but give instead of get.
Yeah.
Taking that approach, again, I hate to keep reiterating it, but everyone is bombarded with solicitations on that day. Everyone. Not even just in their email inbox or on Facebook. I mean, even in social context, people are going to be talking about giving on that day. So if you're an organization and you have this opportunity to, give to them, you're going to appear different because their whole day is talking about give. And they're going to have this moment of, oh, I just got.
Yeah.
I didn't have to give. Law of reciprocity at its finest. It's an awesome opportunity there.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by us here at MarketSmart and Engagement Fundraising by Greg Warner. In this quick break, I want to remind everyone to go to imarketsmart.com/exclusive-podcast-offer to download the Engagement Fundraising audiobook for free. This offer is only available to listeners of the podcast. It's our way of saying thank you for listening, and we really hope you enjoy the book. Once again, go to imarketsmart.com/exclusive-podcast-offer to take advantage of this promotion, available only to listeners of the podcast. Now, back to the episode.
There's one other idea that I think could be really useful, in particular for Giving Tuesday.
Okay.
And that would be jumping ahead of the actual Giving Tuesday rush. Another one of the kind of laws of marketing is timing and the importance of timing.
And is this a little bit of blue ocean strategy too?
A little bit.
Don't want to be swimming with all the dead, bloody fish that the sharks eat up. That's where it comes from, right? Where it's a bloody ocean.
We're definitely going to have to link in the show notes the blue ocean strategy for those that are not familiar.
This was the Nintendo Wii versus being so different from the other platforms. But anyways,
absolutely. And it's this way of standing out. Again, novelty, all coming back to novelty. The idea with timing. Giving Tuesday occurs on Tuesday, November 27th, as Tim and I, adroitly figured out. That means that there's an opportunity in advance of that to kind of get out in front of the, for lack of a better term, competition.
Yeah.
If everyone is going to be bombarded with emails and messages and things like that on the 27th, what's stopping your organization from producing and sending your digital marketing on the 20th, a week in advance? Messaging and positioning obviously have to be different.
But it could also be Giving Tuesdays coming up next week, and you'd be the organization they first hear about that from, maybe even.
So yes, there's the awareness component, but then there's also, because most people that are giving to charity are philanthropic, they're giving to multiple organizations. There's the opportunity to, to even be kind of human about it and be like, hey, you're going to get a lot of messages a week from today. really feel bad for you. I hope you can, click through all those, without hurting your finger. We just wanted to get out in front of everything and let you know we really appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
We thought it was really important that you read this message, and that's why we sent it early. You won't hear from us on that day, but, we're wishing you all the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's that type of positioning and verbiage that would need to be used. Very colloquial,
Yeah.
which is tricky, really tricky.
Mm-hmm.
When executed improperly, you just can look really bad.
Right.
But taking advantage of the fact that this one date, November 27th, is going to be absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get out in front of it. Or the same opportunity exists for afterwards, to be able to play off of, wow, a week later, you probably went through a lot of emails, blah, 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 blah. We just wanted to let you know that we wanted to stand out. We wanted to make sure that you got our message. There's opportunities there to leverage timing to, bring this all together and again, achieve that novelty.
Yeah. Cool deal. Well, and the year's coming, and I'm sure this should be helpful for those getting ready for it.
Well, Giving Tuesday in particular is a busy time. There's obviously the end of year kind of solicitation frenzy to reach for a lot of organizations that run on the calendar year, their annual goals. There's also a big push from a lot of annual fund people to make sure that they're meeting their goals.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lose sight of the ability to stand out, and then also don't lose sight of really engagement fundraising. It doesn't always have to be transactional. Giving Tuesday is transactional. It is by nature.
Right.
But the end of year doesn't all have to be. There's more than just the solicitations. There's other ways to stand out. You listening to this, you get the same mail I get. Different themed organizations. You get that mail. You know what has the opportunity to feel a little bit different, to get opened, to stand out from the crowd. And here's just a couple ideas, obviously, for Giving Tuesday, but the sentiment remains the same, even moving throughout your end-of-year giving, period.
Yep. Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, until next time, Tim, let's eat some Reese's.
Sounds good. Bye.